r/BossFight Remastered. In this video, I am redoing nearly everything from r/BossFight 1 through 6, r/BossFightUniverse 1 through 3, r/ItemShop, and even the boss fight part in my 1 and 2,000 subscriber specials. I have changed and added so much, so even if you have seen these videos, I still recommend watching. Or, if this video is too long for your tastes, I will be uploading a Best of r/BossFight Remastered video a day or two after I release this one that may be more to your liking. Everything in this video is the new canon. With all that said, let's go. r/BossFight. Kakarot's. 25 attack, 6 defense. 200 health, type, enemies. Kakarots will attack you by pelting you with sharp carrots if you step into their garden or farm. They can only grow when carrots are planted in enchanted soil, with each carrot having a 10% chance of becoming one. They will usually recognize farmers and gardeners and allow them to do their job in peace. When defeated, they disappear in a small cloud of smoke, dropping a regular carrot or two. The Knights of Many Time Periods. 150 attack, 220 defense, 100 health, type, enemies. These knights will pull their guns on you if angered/annoyed, as well as to protect their castle. The Woodland Walker. 5 attack, 50 defense, 100 health, type, Easter egg. The Woodland Walker only roams around forests and meadows at night. It generally tries to keep away from people, and certainly away from conflict. But when forced into battle, it will attack by slamming its body into you. Once it does this, however, it has a hard time getting back up. These things. 10 attack, 15 defense, 30 health, type, enemies. These enemies will attack not really to hurt you, but to annoy you. Packs of them have been known to randomly enter battles that don't involve them and attack one or more people in them, regardless of side, and then leave as quickly as they came. When you find one, you can be sure there are more nearby. Peckingtons. 15 attack, 10 defense, 35 health, type, enemies. Peckingtons are very quick, but only attack if you kill another Peckington or mess with their young or food. Watchers. 250 attack, 5,000 defense, type, turrets. When activated, these turrets will shoot lasers from their cameras at any unauthorized beings in their range. Watchers are usually found guarding buildings that need a lot of security, like government buildings. Lengthy the Unforgiving. 60 attack, 20 defense, 120 health, type, mini-boss. If he sees it as just, this mini-boss will initiate a battle with you. His powerful kicks and nimble dodging make him a quite formidable foe. Young Cerberus, Guardian to the Gates of Heck. 30 attack, 20 defense, 150 health, type, dog. Young Cerberus viciously guards the Gates of Heck. And by viciously guards, I mean she excitedly greets every visitor. And by the Gates of Heck, I mean the gate to her owner's yard, which was named and painted for her. When she gets too excited, small licks of flame come out of her mouths. Agoat. 367 attack, 3,425 defense, 4,362.78 health, type, dog boss. This dog somehow accidentally used his reality bending powers on his stats. But how? Other reality benders have found this to be impossible. Well, I guess he's a boss now. Congratulations, becoming a boss is hard work. If, for some reason, you were an awful person and tried to hit Agoat, you'd probably find it difficult, since his powers seem to automatically protect him. Wiggly. 25 attack, 40 defense, 200 health, type, mini-boss. Waggly. 40 attack, 25 defense, 200 health, type, mini-boss. These young lads have enchanted these pipes so that they have complete control over them, and so that they stay on. If you see them around, ask them for a friendly battle, and they will be happy to oblige. If you get on their bad side, though, they can be a couple of tough foes. Veg Thulu. 100 attack, 60 defense, 3,000 health, type, boss. Vegthulu rises if you kill too many Kakarats. It flies around the battlefield, pelting you with a wide variety of vegetables and using vines and roots to trip or wrap around you. It absorbs water and consumes anything biodegradable to regain health, but it's weak to fire. Once defeated, Vegthulu vanishes in a cloud of smoke, dropping a few random vegetables. Mekachu, 550 attack, 4,500 defense. Type, Boss. This Pikachu-themed robot armor combo is the only one of its kind. Along with plain old punches and the like, Mekachu attacks with bolts of lightning. It isn't used much because this kind of firepower isn't necessary very often. Phil Swift, 75 attack, 25 defense, 500 health, type, mini-boss. To show you the power of flex tape, Phil will somehow decimate your boat and repair it using only flex tape, whether you want him to or not. Oh yeah, he also has a bunch of sharks at his command. Fluffy, controller of mines. 16 attack, 25 defense, 75 health, type, mini dog boss. Fluffy doesn't attack himself unless he has to. He prefers mind-controlling others to fight for him, and generally just do stuff for him. Thomas the Demon Engine. 0 attack, 650 defense, 3,666 health, type, hidden boss. Thomas seems to be docile, and it never directly attacks you. However, once you strike it or get too close, it will slowly begin draining your health, meaning you have to flee or beat it quickly. Nobody knows what it does with the energy it gets from your drained health. It doesn't use it to heal or to drain faster. Daniel Radcliffe, 350 attack, 75 defense, 1,150 health, type, rare boss. It's Daniel Radcliffe with 2 guns. He does have powers, though it's unclear what exactly those are, but he usually chooses to attack using his guns instead. You can't fight him every day, though. On most days, he behaves like a normal person, but occasionally you can find him in this form, and when you do, he is eager to fight. Pope Francis, 8 attack, 888 defense, 80,000 health, type, special holy. If you happen to encounter the Pope, instead of fighting you or simply talking to you, he will give you advice on what to do next, depending on your previous actions. Due to his holy type, for demons and the like, his attack is 888. Gordon Ramsay, 300 attack, 50 defense, 6,000 health, type, master chef. Gordon is a very skilled cook. Not only does he make things taste good, but he knows just how to make each thing so that it heals as much as it can without changing the dish much. Additionally, he has the power of enchanting food so that it heals even more. His other powers include enhanced speed, strength, and reflexes. Without the knife, his attack is 25. Jummy's 1,000 subscriber extravaganza, the boss fight section. The Forgotten Mickey. 500 attack, 50 defense, 6,000 health, type, hidden boss. This enemy dwells in the tunnels beneath its abandoned amusement park. It will attack on sight and chase you if you run, but it will not follow you out of the park. Despite its appearance, it's clearly more than just a guy in a costume, because of its stats and behavior. The Cursed Cream. Upon taking a bite of this ice cream, it deals 50 damage and changes into its second form. Any bites after the first deal 20 damage. The Rollers. 60 attack, 22 defense, 100 health, type, just some lads. Rollers are just the boys having a bit of fun. The 60 attack is when one is hurtling down a hill at you. Without momentum, their attack is 10, and that's only because their fists are out. Dave the Breadweilder. 5 attack, 35 defense, 150 health, type, enemy. This enemy protects his corner bakery. He doesn't own it, and he doesn't actually work there, he just does it for the free bread. His attack would be the normal 10 if he didn't insist on using bread as his one and only weapon. At least he only uses stale bread. Oscar the Beast Tamer. 10 attack, 35 defense, 175 health, type mini-boss. Oscar mind controls animals to do his fighting and other stuff for him, making him the reverse of Fluffy. A battle between the two would surely be legendary. Squid Kid. 20 attack, 20 defense, 200 health, type mini-boss. Squid Kid isn't actually a squid in any way, just a kid in a costume. However, they do have some kind of connection with / power over sea creatures, as well as water powers. You have a chance of running into them at nearly any beach or other oceanside location. They're never with an adult, so maybe they're being raised by sharks or something? No, that's stupid. DJ Khaled. 15 attack, 30 defense, 150 health, type DJ. DJ Khaled got his hands on a recreation of the Bat Cycle. Oh no, Laughington. 999 attack, 1 defense, 10 health, type boss. Laughington appears in places like forest paths and alleyways at random nightly. Laughington is very fast and shows it when someone gets too close or aims a weapon at it. Chances are you can one-shot it, but the same goes for it. Good luck. It vanishes in a cloud of smoke at sunrise or when it's defeated, but it will surely return the next night. Home Sun Simp. 10 attack, 20 defense, 100 health, type cosplayer? This enemy is just a regular guy with no powers, and yet here he is inflicting psychic damage on all who gaze upon him. The McClowns. 15 attack, 25 defense, at least. 150 health, at least. Type clowns. McClowns will pelt you with various fast food items if they catch you with any brand of fast food that isn't theirs. Potential members must have at least the stats above to join, not including the clown type. You get that when you wear the uniform. Scrat the Water Dispenser. 7 attack, 20 defense, 20 health, type appliance / companion. During the day, Scrat is asleep, fully in faucet form. When night falls, though, he awakes. He roams around doing his thing until morning when he returns to his sink for the day. He tends to be friendly with whoever owns the house his sink is in and will even accompany them on nighttime excursions. Cursed Trash. 5 attack, 5 defense, 10 health, type pests. Trashes are created when trash bags are thrown into a cursed trash can. Yeah, those are a thing. Just go with it. Once defeated, a trash's legs disappear in a cloud of smoke, leaving a regular old bag of trash. Guy Fieri. 30 attack, 45 defense, 8,000 health, type master healer. Guy is Gordon's only real competition as the greatest healer of the modern day, due to his ability to summon absurdly large food. r/BossFightUniverse. Cat Familiar. 25 attack, 50 defense, 100 health, type familiar. Cats like these will pick someone with magic to be their owner. They also have powers of their own, which include fancy portals and telekinesis. They can be summoned and desummoned. When desummoned, it's not clear where they go. Just some clothes for your dog. Adds 20 defense. A good example of why it's a good idea to be minimalistic with the gun add-ons. Just the entrance to a school dungeon, nothing strange here. Some dog armor that doubles as a seat for children to ride. Sold only by a handful of vendors, this item heals 50 health and raises attack by 25 for a couple minutes. Just a neat looking building, not canon. Just the boys having a little duel on a Friday night. This guy will appear in hard-to-reach areas and always vanish before you can get to him, if you can get there at all. Who is he? That's the question. Not canon. Literally just a dog. An old tier 3 lives in this house. He lives a quiet, simple life, and he likes it that way. Just a tragic loss of pizza. An accidentally created portal to the land of fire. It's too small to go through, though. r/BossFight2. Tyler the Projector. 20 attack, 30 defense. 125 health. Type, enemy, potential ally. Tyler can physically manifest his thoughts. One of his most common attacks is conjuring a few floating, semi-transparent partial clones to clobber foes. He will only attack if provoked. Most of the things he manifests last only a few minutes, but he is capable of conjuring permanent things at the expense of a lot of magical energy. The amount of energy needed depends on how complicated or big the thing is. Boom the Explosive Dog. 500 attack, 15 defense, 50 health, type, dog. Boom can explode for a number of reasons. She can do it consciously, often to protect her owner or someone else, but she can also explode unintentionally if she gets too angry or excited. She always respawns at her bed a few minutes after she explodes. Nobody knows where she goes in between exploding and respawning, and she doesn't seem to remember it. Hans, the Defender of the Dorms. 8 attack, 9 defense. 20 health, type, bird. This little bird proudly keeps watch over the dorm building in which he lives. He's ready to tussle with any bad intruders. Being so little, he can't actually do battle with any real threats, but he sure does work hard to try and keep the dorms bug-free. Wet Floor the Unslipping. 12 attack, 25 defense, 110 health, type, enemy. This enemy may not seem very powerful, and don't get me wrong, he isn't, but he gets slightly more powerful on wet floors and ice, for he has the strange inability to slip. Wet Floor, as one would guess, is just a stage name. His real name is Kevin. Girdles. 150 attack, 80 defense, 30 health, type, enemies. Girdles have guns for heads. Pew pew. If defeated, Girdles disappear in a cloud of smoke, dropping a few bullets and sometimes their gun. Arm Suki. 600 attack, 125 defense, 1,500 health, type, mini-boss. Literally. Kasuki, online username ArmSuki, always had a disproportionate amount of hatred for advertisements. This has led her to, later in life, determine to fill as much advertising space as she can with her non-ads. But to accomplish her goal, she's gonna need money, and a lot of it. She's been doing small-scale stuff with some spare cash and donations, but now it's time to go big. She's starting a technology business with her friend, but this isn't just any technology business. This one is special. First of all, between Kasuki's power to enchant things and her friend's skill with robots and such, they can accomplish nearly anything requested of them. And second, every order will be custom made. The only problem is, they can't advertise this business. That would mean becoming the very thing she swore to destroy. No, they must rely on word of mouth alone. Will it be enough? Only time will tell. Kasuki's a very small person, but, in contrast, her main power after enchanting is super strength. Her other powers are enhanced agility and jump. She also has a pair of big, tricked-out robotic arms, which were actually the first thing made in the name of the business. She doesn't really need them, since she has super strength, and both of her arms, but with them she is the mascot of the company. They also help her reach high shelves. Mr. Noodle the Unsinking. 3 attack, 30 defense, 100 health, type, enemy. You're gonna get slapped with a pool noodle if you provoke this enemy. Not that that's a particularly bad thing, because much like Dave the Breadweilder, he'd do more damage if he didn't use pool noodles as his weapons. Mr. Noodle, real name Jason, is pals with Wet Floor, Kevin. and they make a good team when fighting in and around a pool. PewDiePie. This version is no longer canon. Canon Felix will show up later, during the Boss Fight 6 section. Uwu. 100 attack, 13 defense, 1000 health, type, boss. The speed at which Uwu moves is incredible, especially considering the fact that there is no clear logical way that it can move at all. It usually doesn't move, though. If you spend more than 5 minutes in the room with Uwu, your health will begin to drain. And if you look it in the eye for more than a few seconds, it will begin to inflict psychic damage. Lord Neckbeard, Slayer of Chads. 200 attack, 30 defense, 500 health, type, mini-boss. This enemy will only attack if he sees you as a Chad. The criteria for being a Chad to him is very broad and unclear, so it's really kind of a 50-50 chance of being attacked when you pass him. Unless you're a girl. If you're a girl, you're always good. Lord Neckbeard clearly isn't his real name, but nobody can seem to figure out what his real name is, and he sure isn't telling. Anne E. May, the Defender of Weebs. 10 attack, 21 defense, 100 health, type, enemy. This enemy is usually found with Lord Neckbeard, and they battle Chads together. Anne E. May's true identity is currently unknown. Probably for the best. The Knights of Many Time Periods. Heavy. 750 attack, 250 defense, 100 health, type, mini-bosses. If you see a knight using this gear set, you know some serious stuff is or is about to go down. Skeleton Warriors. 50 attack, 50 defense, 100 health, type, enemies. These enemies spawn in caves holding either a sword or bow. The bow skeletons don't have a quiver. Arrows just appear in the bow whenever they're ready to shoot, seemingly infinitely. They can also spawn with some armor. If they find it, they can equip other items, but they can't spawn with them. Except for on Halloween, when they spawn with costumes on, and their weapons match their costumes. Also on Halloween, their spawn rates go up, and they can spawn in graveyards too. Once defeated, they will disappear in a cloud of smoke and drop at least one bone, and have a chance to drop their sword and armor. On Halloween, they have a chance to drop a non-battle-worn part of their costume. r/BossFight 3, Cursed Expansion. Elmo the Wrestler. 40 attack, 120 defense, 650 health, type, Cursed Mini-Boss. This enemy can very rarely be found at nighttime wrestling events. It seemingly has enhanced or super strength, and has only been beaten a handful of times. After being beaten, it vanishes in a cloud of smoke. Caster Blaster. 200 attack, 10 defense, 25 health, type, pet/companion. Caster Blaster proves very helpful in battle, though after 1 or 2 full, proper blasts, she gets tired. For more blasts, she needs more magical energy, which can be given to her through items or an energy transfer, or she can just regain it over time. Cass is just one kitten, but there are others like her out there. Cursed Dolphin. 30 attack, 35 defense, 75 health, type, cursed enemy. These dolphins are indistinguishable from all the rest, aside from the fact that they're very aggressive and also seem to have some water-bending powers. Despacito Spiders. 3 attack, 35 defense, 75 health, type, cursed enemies. These enemies Wait, these are still canon? Really? Quite possibly the worst thing to ever make it into r/BossFight is canon in the remastered version? Okay, whatever you say, at least they're tucked in a tiny dark corner of the canon. From the top. These enemies reside in the deepest, darkest parts of caves. They constantly emit a certain song that, when coming from them, begins to deal psychic damage after around the 30-second mark. Looking them in the face for longer than a few seconds also begins to deal psychic damage. Just deal with them quickly. Laughing Man. 35 attack, 15 defense. 100 health, type cursed enemy. This enemy laughs in the face of death. And everything else. Ennard. 75 attack, 120 defense. 1000 health, type cursed boss. Ennard can be found in abandoned structures, especially underground ones. Sometimes, on particularly dark nights, it will leave to find a new structure. It moves by grabbing on or sticking to objects and surfaces, and can do this very quickly. Before striking, it tries to wrap itself around its prey. It's sensitive to bright light, though, so best you keep a flashlight on you. Ennard was the first unknown creature reported to have come down from the top floor. It doesn't actually have a name. People just call it Ennard because of its striking resemblance to a character by that name. Cursed Snowman. Giant. 300 attack, 3 defense. 5000 health, type boss. Cursed snowmen are pretty common enemies when it's snowy, and they're usually not bigger than an adult human. But there is one that only shows up during heavy snow that is much larger than the rest. Unlike the others, it also has control over snow and ice, and it can even turn snow into more normal cursed snowmen. Don't be fooled by its low defense, because no amount of chopping, slicing, or shooting will damage it. It can reattach or reform anything it loses. The only thing that can damage it is heat. Giant Sentient Hoodie. 0.5 attack, 3 defense. 500 health, type mini-boss. This enemy guards the department store in which it lives. Despite its low attack and defense, it's still a great guard with its powers. As attacks, it has telekinesis and the ability to suck magical energy out of things and people. As defense, it can make force fields, and it also hovers, giving it plenty of dodging opportunities. r/BossFight 4. Chad, Dominator of Storms. 15 attack, 35 defense. 150 health, type boss. Chad has control over storms and wind and the ability to summon lightning. He's immune to electricity. Though his stats are on the lower end of things, he more than earns his boss status with his very powerful powers. Sustaining storms and summoning a lot of lightning takes a good amount of energy to do, though, so he can't fight, using powers at least, for long. Master Scouts. Master Scouts have high stats and are great at basically any survival skill, and beyond. They'd be great allies to have in an apocalypse. Most Master Scouts have powers, since it makes things easier, but not all of them. Stats not available since they can vary greatly. Ethan, Distorter of Reality. 12 attack, 25 defense. 100 health, type, just a guy. Ethan isn't much for fighting. Instead, he uses his illusion and reality-bending powers for fun, pranks, and making cool videos, as well as for practical use. Rainbow. 8 attack, 20 defense. 50 health, type dog. This rainbow doggo can temporarily change the color of anything she comes into contact with. She can also see a wider spectrum of colors than your average dog can. Neckbeard the Wise, Fire Mage. 80 attack, 35 defense. 450 health, type mini-boss. This fire-summoning, fire-bending basement dweller is well learned in the mechanics of the world around him. If you don't visit him in his basement, you're most likely to find him with Lord Neckbeard, looking for Chads to destroy. Jack Black. 50 attack, 100 defense. 1000 health, type Jack Black. Jack's full power set is unclear, but he has been known to conjure items that can be permanent and use telekinesis. This photo is from that one time he got together an army of people in panda costumes. Nintendo Security. 75 attack, 30 defense. 100 health, type guards. This is a photo of a guard trying out the new prototype Nintendo Labo armor in tank form. It's been enchanted to protect more, and it can shoot magical attacks. It's still not that great though, since at the end of the day, it's still made of cardboard. Susan, defender of the upper middle class. 200 attack, 20 defense. 100 health, type, mini-boss. This enemy wields a sword, but doesn't really know how to use it. Because of this, her chances of blocking or hitting something when she begins wildly flailing her sword are pretty low. But she does a good amount of damage when she does end up hitting things. Bubble, 7 attack, 12 defense. 35 health, type, dog. This dog likes to float around inside the bubbles it can make. It can control where the bubble goes, but the wind will have its way if it's strong enough. Bubble can also put bubbles around other things so they float, or people's heads so they can breathe clean air. Whirlpool, 50 attack, 100 defense, 500 health, type, shopkeep. Will lets people fast travel among certain damp locations for a small fee. It's a rather wet way to get from one place to another, but it gets the job done. If you do something nice for him, he'll probably let you go for a free time or two. His fast travel abilities come from his extremely leveled up water-bending powers. At some very high level, he gained the ability to create a vortex of water leading to some other large enough body of water that he's seen before. Bill Lett, Ammo Merchant. 25 attack, 125 defense. 150 health, type, shopkeep. Bill is quickly becoming the #1 ammo seller on the market. It appears that he only sells one type, but it morphs into whatever ammo is needed upon trying to load it into a weapon. Beside really powerful and/or obscure ammo, the only exceptions are RPG and flamethrower ammo. Bill can be found at certain times and places during the day with a limited stock. He is working on getting vending machines out there, so his product is more obtainable though. Grandma, 800 attack, 50 defense, 1,250 health, type, NPC, ally. This older woman, known simply as Grandma, will join most parties she's asked to, acting as healer. Her two powers are super strength and healing, including the ability to enchant things to heal more. She will usually refuse to use her full strength in battle. Without the sword, her attack is 600. Ben Shapiro, 140 attack, 200 defense, 2,500 health, type, boss, potential ally. Ben's powers are enhanced strength, agility, and reflexes, as well as teleportation and the ability to summon his hammer. He has complete control over his hammer, which is like having telekinesis for just it, as well as being able to change the size, shape, and type of it. It's also pretty hard to break. When you ask him to join your party, he will ask you a series of questions, most of a political nature. If you get enough right, he will probably join your party. If you get enough wrong, he may fight you. If you're somewhere in the middle, he will simply dismiss the conversation. Sun Devil, bringer of death, metal. Type, undefined. The Sun Devil has only been seen as the sun rises or sets. Appearances of this being are always accompanied by slow, disembodied heavy metal music. Fighting it seems to be impossible, and it has never attacked anyone in recorded history. Therefore, its threat level is unknown. Daniel Radcliffe. Again, 350 attack, 75 defense, 1,150 health, type, NPC, rare boss. An even rarer form of Daniel in which he has a pack of dogs. But don't be fooled, he still has his guns. This form will only attack if somehow provoked, and when he does, all the dogs do too. Uwu-Vader, 500 AOE, 9,999 protect. Type, Baus. This sentient elevator is the only way up to the top floor, but they're tasked with stopping anyone who tries to go up there. They attack with zaps of energy, magical or otherwise, that come from the many light bulbs in the roof, and sometimes by suddenly and quickly dropping a little on the way up. All of the strange and powerful new creatures that have been coming down from the top floor do so through the Uwu-Vader. Rexy, 500 attack, 500 defense, 10,000 health, type, Special Boss. This super powerful creature attacks with an absurd amount of magical and non-magical attacks alike, either barraging its opponents or making it rain upon them. It has yet to be beaten by anyone or anything. Despite this, and the fact that it will sometimes just wreak havoc on a place, it's somewhat peaceful, in the sense that it usually only attacks after being attacked. Nobody had seen this creature, or anything like it, until it came down from the top floor in the elevator. Somewhere along the line, the public at large started calling it Rexy. Its real name, if it even has one, which it probably doesn't, is unknown. The singular boss from my 2,000 subscriber special. The All-Seeing Baby. 1 attack, 250 defense, 1000 health, type, baby. Whenever you make physical contact with this baby, it might give you a vision. The visions are usually of the baby's own memories, something completely random, or even something from another universe. But sometimes it's of a major event from the past, present, or future. Major events from this universe and major events from other universes can sometimes be very difficult to tell apart, though. r/BossFight 5, Top Floor Expansion. Lauren the Computing, 30 attack, 1500 defense. Type, NPC, ally. While Lauren does assist in battle, she's best at giving information and solving puzzles, math problems, and the like, easily computing the answers. She'll probably just join your party if asked, as long as she isn't busy. Lauren spends a good amount of time riding the elevator up and down, and they are presumably friends. The Great Fiery Cloud. Type, undefined. Much like the Sun Devil, this entity's threat level is unknown. However, unlike the Sun Devil, the cloud has been interacted with. Once, someone flew into the cloud, never to be seen again. Too bad nothing was learned from that, except for, well, it sure is real, and maybe don't do that again. Dagger Dog, 30 attack, 15 defense, 30 health, type, dog. Dagger Dog destroys detractors with its daunting dagger. The dagger is actually plastic, and this good boy wouldn't really hurt anyone without a good reason. Roasters, 75 attack, 12 defense, 35 health, type, enemies. Roasters are chickens with the ability to breathe fire, plus fire resistance. Roasters are an example of the interesting fact that powers in animals seem to have a chance of being passed on to offspring. Another example of this is cats like Castor Blaster. Queen Elizabeth II, 350 attack, 235 defense, 10,200 health, type, royalty. Queen Elizabeth II has no powers, but she does know how to use weaponry, mainly guns, quite skillfully. This, her high health due to her royalty type, plus the fact that she always has guards close at hand, means you should probably avoid getting on her bad side. With no weapon, her attack is 5, but she likes to always have a weapon close at hand. All her clothes are enchanted to be like armor, accounting for her high defense. The Aquatic Slav, 25 attack, 50 defense, 150 health, type, mini-boss. The Aquatic Slav's stats may be a little low, but their mini-boss type is not undeserved. Firstly, they have waterbending powers, plus the ability to move quickly and easily in water. Secondly, they have an anomalous snorkel that allows them to breathe underwater, even when completely submerged. They don't actually need this snorkel since they've unlocked water breathing from their waterbending powers, but it's very on brand. Hopper, the Dunker. 125 attack, 30 defense, 120 health, type, enemy. If you challenge Hopper to a fight, he will take you to an indoor trampoline park to battle, if he's not there already, which he often is. The bouncy setting of the battle allows for some better dodging and attacking. Hopper has enhanced strength, and mostly attacks by throwing, or dunking, dodgeballs. Karate Cat, 75 attack, 30 defense, 60 health, type, mini-boss. This fast, super strong, glowing-eyed cat is somehow skilled at martial arts, and is known to attack anyone who approaches it without food. It will also attack if it finds the food unacceptable. Karate Cat came down from the top floor. Third Eye Dog, 20 attack, 50 defense, 125 health, type dog. This 3 glowing-eyed dog seems to be able to see into at least the near future because it predicts opponents' moves with very high accuracy. Like Karate Cat, Third Eye Dog is less of a name and more of a description. Tylers, the Animateur and the Animated. 25 attack, 60 defense, 130 health, type mini-bosses. These 2 mini-bosses have the same stats and the same ability. They can both draw things in the air or otherwise that become real 3D objects that are what they were drawn to be, within reason. They usually disappear after about 10 minutes or when they are dismissed by the animator. The objects behave the same for both Tylers, but the objects for the cartoonish one are in his art style, while the objects for the realistic one are realistic. CS-188, 15 attack, 25 defense, 120 health, type, just a guy. CS, a high-level reality bender and illusionist, also seems to be a seer of some sort, though he will neither confirm nor deny this. He likes to visit powerful people, especially newly powerful people, in restaurants, bars, and the like, and mess with them, have a laugh, and finally either give them advice or a warning, depending on their past actions. Flame Gator, 150 attack, 50 defense, 250 health, type mini-boss. Another creature that has descended from the top floor. Its only powers seem to be fire breathing, bending, and resistance. And this is where we have to talk about the stories. There are 2 separate stories about the top floor, the PewDiePie story and the alternate universe story. I am switching them, so the alternate universe story is now canon, and the PewDiePie story is the alternate universe. I'm going to make canon versions of the bosses from the PewDiePie story, but for now I am leaving the canon story alone. I will probably rewrite it and its bosses at some point, but not in this video. With that said, on with the bosses. Mr. Beast, 100 attack, 250 defense, 5,000 health, type, boss, YouTuber. Mr. Beast attacks by summoning large amounts of things and using them and/or throwing them at you. The things he summons can be magical attacks or really any physical object within reason. The objects he summons are permanent, but he usually absorbs them again once he's done using them. He has complete control over the objects he summons, which was previously explained to mean that he has telekinesis/telekinetic powers for just the objects he summons, and he can also change the size, shape, and type of the objects. Mana Pillar, 30 attack, 100 defense, 500 health, type, mini-boss. Mana Pillar is fast and can crawl on walls and ceilings. It likes to hang around department stores, and if it's damaged, it will absorb clothes and mannequins to regain health and/or repair itself. r/BossFight 6 Congratulatory Update. Young Firebender, 25 attack, 20 defense, 75 health, type, ally. This young lad recently developed his fire powers and is quite excited about them. If asked, he will assist you on any quest that takes place in his school or neighborhood. Otherwise, his mom will have to approve. Young Firebender is a description, not a rapper name. Gravidog, 8 attack, 22 defense, 50 health, type, dog. This dog can manipulate their personal gravity. How? Why? Nobody knows. They don't seem to have full control over it, though, so sometimes they just hang out on a wall or ceiling a while. Good thing they're immune to fall damage. Domino's King, 15 attack, 40 defense, 550 health, type, healer, ally, chef. Domino's King can be paid to join your party for a time as a healer. He can conjure up anything on the Domino's menu, pizza being the most common choice. The items he summons heal more than the items they are mimicking. Stormy, 16 attack, 27 defense, 65 health, type, cat. This cat can control and summon lightning. It's also immune to electricity. The lightning does as much damage as it ever would and is separate from Stormy's attack stat. Nice Guy, 325 attack, 50 defense, 1,500 health, type, boss. This man, known only as Nice Guy, usually sticks to the shadows, giving orders and letting his assistants do his dirty work. He is the one who got Lord Neckbeard and Anime and Neckbeard the Wise organized with one goal: destroying the Chads. If the others are beaten, or if there's a particularly powerful Chad, he will join the battle himself. Heavy Crab, 50 attack, 7,500 defense, type, enemy. This enemy can shoot both tiny bullets and magical attacks. This enemy isn't quite a mini-boss because it's quite slow and it can barely move its cannon. James, master of hand-to-hand combat and multitasking. 500 attack, 45 defense, 650 health, type, boss. This boss can easily overwhelm you with his floating 48 arms he can summon and unsummon at will. His health is connected to these arms, but attacking them does much less damage than attacking him directly. Unknown. Type, godlike being. They sit upon the throne of the gods, and so they are. Just kidding, they're just really good at balancing. Dr. Phil, 100 attack, 600 defense, 4,500 health, type, boss. Dr. Phil is a reality bender, but the kind that doesn't have conscious control over their power. The power just automatically activates whenever he could use it, and oftentimes he is barely aware he has changed things at all. Rapperman, 15 attack, 30 defense, 120 health, type, mini-boss. This enemy can shoot and has complete control over plastic wrap. That's it. Not many people have beaten him, not because he's particularly powerful or skilled, but because whenever he thinks he's in danger, he will wrap up his opponent and flee. Keith, 12 attack, 75 defense, 100 health, type, NPC, potential ally. Keith doesn't have any powers. He does, however, have some souped-up leaf blowers he got made by Kasuki and her friend. The leaf blowers can blow a very strong wind and shoot magical attacks. Whether he joins your party or not is really just circumstantial. Joel, Rumi, 20 attack, 60 defense, 620 health, type, musician, YouTuber, ally. Rumi can make songs he sings live have effects on listeners, like healing, making them sleepy, temporarily buffing their stats, etc. Since he's leveled up the power enough, he can direct the effects of songs only at who he wants to affect, so he doesn't accidentally heal enemies or put allies to sleep. He has 2 more powers that can help the first. He can auto-tune himself anytime, and he can play music from his mind/memory. The music he can play from his mind can have the same effects his singing can, but to a lesser degree. When used together, though, the effects are extra strong. He has leveled up the music playing power enough so he can direct the effects. Dave from Boy in a Band, 25 attack, 70 defense, 330 health, type, musician, YouTuber, ally. Dave is the reverse of Rumi, power-wise. He can summon almost any instrument, of which he has complete control over, and the songs he plays can have effects on live listeners. His singing/rapping can have the same effects, but weaker. He has leveled up both powers enough so he can direct the effects only at people he wants to affect. Since he can control the size and material of the instruments, and they're very durable, he can use the instruments he summons as weapons. He doesn't have to play songs on the instruments he summons for them to have effects. Any instruments work. Felix, PewDiePie, 250 attack, 750 defense, 10,150 health, type, top YouTuber. Felix, because of his position as the second most subscribed YouTube channel, has been granted immense power to the point that he is practically a tier 3. So, instead of describing everything he can do, which is nearly anything within reason, I'll describe what he is most likely to do. He mostly uses his powers for an easier day-to-day life. Powers like teleportation, telekinesis, hovering, and conjuring food and such are his most commonly used. He doesn't fight very often, but when he does, he is an absurdly powerful foe. For magical attacks, as a default, he uses blue, glowing bro fists, but he does use other shapes and colors often. For weapons, he carries a sword, or, more recently, a trident. The swords are usually normal, except for enhanced durability, and that he has complete control over them. But the trident is different. On top of those, the trident has electrical powers and can summon lightning. He also throws it and brings it back to him a lot, using it more as a projectile than a melee weapon. When using weapons, he is often also using powers like enhanced strength, reflexes, and accuracy. For defense, all of his clothes are enchanted to act as armor, making them hard to damage and giving them stuff like fire resistance. All the merch he sells is enchanted in the same way. He also has a proper set of armor he can summon at any time that's stronger and also comes with built-in force fields. Additionally, he has a tricked-out version of his chair that can fly, have force fields around it, etc. He either sits in it, reclines in it, or, when it's reclined, stands on it like a skateboard. His editors get a few powers of their choosing too, since they help, or helped, with his channel significantly. r/BossFightUniverse 2. Fammer. Fammer was created while messing around with combining things with alchemy, namely a sturdy replica of Mjolnir and a Nokia 3310 phone. Currently only one exists, and it is for sale. It's extremely durable, and it gives plus 50 attack and plus 100 reachability. Dog Couch. Also created through alchemy, this couch is a normal couch combined with a cardboard cutout of a dog. Secret Minigame 1. Can be activated by going to the middle of a certain field and shooting or throwing something at the sky. It is unknown who set up this game. Ronald the Watcher. This statue is always put in this window as night falls, and taken away in the mornings. Some rumors say the statue is somehow alive, while others say that it has a camera in it. Neither has been confirmed or denied for the public. School Bathroom Hallucination. A hallucination that has a 50% chance of happening when you enter a certain high school bathroom while alone and while it's dark and empty. When activated, once you open the door, you see this scene for a second or two, while a short, loud sound plays, before your vision goes dark. After a few more seconds, your vision returns and you see things as they really are. It was most certainly set up by some kids with hallucination/illusion powers. The Apocalypse Switch. When activated, this switch will somehow cause a mass extinction event. Or it would if it worked yet. It has been pulled before, but all it did was give a message that simply said, "Coming soon." The switch, and the display above it, just appeared one evening in a museum. People naturally thought it was a new exhibit, but it's far more than that. After some investigation, it's been confirmed that the switch has some very powerful enchantment on it. Furthermore, seers can't see the past or future of the switch, nor can they see what would happen when it's working and activated, or even if that's what will happen or not. Trying to lift this bar now would prove to be an extremely difficult task to pull off, because many groups, organizations, and individuals are ready to do anything they can to stop that from happening, and security and defenses are high around it and the entire museum. Gunsword. One of the more sensible items made with alchemy, this weapon is great for those good with both of its parts. Weed Incinerator. Whether it's used for farming or fighting, this tractor gets the job done. Using this on an enchanted field of carrots, where cockroaches live, is a sure-fire way to summon Veg-Thulu. Dog Armor. It's armor. For dogs. Life Mower. A very powerful vehicle, but not very fast or protective. Underneath it all, it is still a lawnmower, so when mowing, try not to press any buttons. The neighbors will be quite annoyed. Rideable dogs. These are dogs that have enhanced or super strength and have leveled up to the point where they can carry riders with no problem. The only problem is actually being able to stay on the dog without falling. Giant Nerf gun. Despite the fact that it's still a Nerf gun, this weapon gives you 35 attack due to the sheer size and force of the darts. It's more of a novelty item, though, and probably shouldn't be taken to any serious battles, as a main weapon, at least. Lucas. Staring at this advertisement for any extended period of time will deal psychic damage. The longer you look, the more damage it does. Lucas changes location nightly at random. It can replace any poster or non-digital advertisement in a public place, usually in subways and such. r/BossFightUniverse 3. Toothpaste Fountain. A commission for Kasuki and her friend from a prestigious dentist for their office. It's enchanted so that, as long as it has the energy, it will enchant all toothpaste put into it with enhanced tooth cleaning capabilities. Once other dentists and orthodontists got wind of this, they have begun ordering their own. Bill Let's vending machines. The next step in Bill's growing ammo enterprise. 25 cents for 3 ammo that, as always, morph into whatever ammo it needs to be upon trying to load it into a weapon. Exceptions still applying. Bill partnered with other ammo sellers so that he could get more vending machines out there, even though it means other ammo is sold alongside his. The buses. A group of 4 buses that will seemingly phase into reality at random. Whenever they phase into reality, they will wander the roads until they spot a lone, occupied car or two, and surround it or them if they can. Then, the drivers and their passengers attack. The passengers look pretty normal, except for their bright, white, glowing, pupilless eyes. They also have twice the stats and strength they normally have. They attack with normal things a person would have on a bus, like suitcases, purses, canes, the occasional pocket knife, and fists. The drivers have bright red, glowing pupilless eyes and have 4 times the stats and strength they would normally have. When their health is low or even 0, their eyes will dim or go out. They'll try to gather any stuff they lost during battle and then return to their seat. They will at least try to do this no matter how injured they are. When they are all defeated and back on board, they will drive away and phase back out of reality. Whenever they return, everyone is always healed again. Maybe just don't park in large unpopulated lots. Uwu Vader's secret controls. Already found to have a secret keyboard, it has recently been found that Uwu Vader's up and down buttons are also dials. Uwu Vader won't follow vocal or typed commands, neither will they tell what exactly they can do. But since they have a response to commands being given, they will probably follow them from certain people and/or under certain conditions. Currently, the button dials only work when facing up or down. Car upgrade. Enchantment table. An enchantment table enchanted to be able to enchant items with certain enchantments. The enchantments available include Unbreaking, Fire Protection, Respiration, etc. The Stairway to Heaven. A strange staircase found at the highest point in the Sky Realm. Ignoring its awful design, this staircase is strange because some force prevents anything from climbing or teleporting to the top, and wherever it goes is too bright to make anything out. The Hovering Man. This hovering, balding man will rarely come out of particularly dark areas at night and approach people who are alone. They will try to flee, but they will usually trip, seemingly his doing. When he catches them, they both vanish. Those who vanish have never been seen again. A reliable account of what happens has only been able to be put together through those few who do escape and footage of the ones who don't. Burning Skull Painting. A pixelated painting found in an art gallery that can be phased through. On the other side is a blocky, pixelated extension of the gallery with more pixelated paintings. Void Phone. This phone has a couple of uses. Those who can't speak can do so through the phone as long as they're making physical contact with it, and spirits can also use it to speak if nearby. Additionally, if it isn't being used and you pick it up, you can hear random sounds coming from either outside entrances to the void or from within the void itself. Since this instance of the void is theoretically connected to an infinite number of universes, there's no telling what you'll hear. Sky Realm Pits, or what happens when you fall in them. When you fall down a pit in the Sky Realm, you plummet to the land below. To be safe, you need something to fly, teleport, or slow fall before you visit. This is a photo of a lucky guy who did not come prepared. Sentient Characters. The Sentient Characters anomaly is when a character in an animated game, movie, show, etc. becomes self-aware. The rare anomaly only affects one copy of the media and can't occur in things like YouTube videos or live television unless they're downloaded/recorded. Characters affected by the anomaly can see and hear things outside the monitor they're displayed on. Furthermore, they are powerful reality benders within their worlds, and they can grant themselves powers they otherwise wouldn't have, as if they were lucid dreaming. They can't, however, change other characters mentally or physically, but they can influence them. Changes to how the story normally goes doesn't break things. Other characters react in character to the changes made like they're real people, which they most likely are in some other universe. The camera automatically follows the affected character, but they can adjust it, lock it in place, or even lock it on other characters. Additionally, they can turn the screen black, do transitions and text, etc. The same idea goes for audio. They can also choose whether other characters can see and hear you or not. It is possible for the anomaly to happen to 2+ characters in the same piece of media / the same universe, but it's extremely unlikely. Once the anomaly occurs, you can't rewind, fast forward, or pause anymore. You're just an observer now. An observer who can talk to the characters, that is. If the affected character leaves their universe, they lose their powers, and the camera goes back to normal until they return. If they do return, that is. If the affected media is deleted, all that's removed is the window into that universe. Morning Glowy. Glowing flowers mostly used for decoration and making potions of glowing. Hand Crank Chainsaw. A basically useless item created while experimenting with alchemy. Currently, none exist because it was promptly absorbed for energy due to its glaring uselessness attribute, and nobody is dumb enough to make another one. Heavy Cat. Heavy Cat is a very heavy cat. And finally, r/ItemShop. MS Paint 3D. This special rare item allows you to draw things that will become real 3D objects. This takes a lot of energy, though, and unlike those who have this power themselves, it can't be leveled up to cost less energy. It can store the energy required for about 3 uses, depending on size. This item can be ordered from Kasuki's business, or possibly borrowed from someone who already has one. Healing Bandage. A simple bandage that heals 80 health when used. It can be used a second time for a little more health and -10 hygiene. Monster Energy Mustard. A very questionable item that probably should have never existed. It heals and increases stamina depending on how much is consumed. Night Hoodies. Some special hoodies that are enchanted to act as armor, raising defense by 100. They're worn mainly by the knights of many time periods when it's cold, but anyone can buy one. Could possibly be used to sneak into the knight's castle. Tier 1 Staff of Nature. This staff allows the wielder control over small plants. It has a low durability, though, so even though it's enchanted to be a little more durable than it otherwise would, it will still begin to lose its power at a moderately strong wind. It's kind of the disposable silverware of staffs. Giant spoon. Literally just a spoon that's someone enlarged. Adds 75 attack. Positive energy drink. This item heals 100 health and temporarily takes 50 attack, or leaves you with 1 attack if your attack is less than or equal to 50. This doesn't include attack from weapons. Additionally, it will make you more cheerful for a time, ward off any bad energy it can, like curses and the like, and even cure some poisons. It can be found in arts and crafts stores, as well as some select food vendors. Mountain Dew Pop-Tarts. If you can brave the assault on your taste buds and dignity and consume this item whose creator's ability to alchemize should be taken away, you'll heal 15 health. HP sauce. Just a brand of sauce that's been calibrated to heal more than other sauces. The amount it heals depends on how much is consumed. Octo Heals. These shoes come alive in water and greatly assist the wearer with movement in water. They also grant the wearer the ability to stay underwater a little longer than they normally could. They only add 3 defense, but give you much better dodging in water, so they're certainly worth wearing for water battles. Switchblades. These blades add 60 attack and 10 comedy. These are really, actually sold on Etsy. Link in the description. Business Scythe. This item is a must-have for any business person who takes their job seriously. It adds 75 attack, 15 intimidation, and 35 confidence. Needless to say, this is a quite expensive item. You can't have just anyone carrying one of these. Tier 1 Scythe of Nature, or Tier 2 Staff of Nature with an add-on. This weapon is quite a bit more durable than the Tier 1 Staff of Nature, which isn't really saying much. It adds 5 attack and can control both small plants and larger bush-sized ones. Potion of Glowing. Drinking this potion makes your skin, eyes, hair, etc. glow brightly. The glowing eyes don't affect vision. It's very popular among explorers, especially when they're going underground. Horse Armor. Some plain and simple horse armor. It adds 60 defense. To horses, not humans. Though a human could technically put it on. Large Pen and Eraser. For most people, these are just a couple novelty items. For people with the animator power, though, these are handy tools. Uno Reverse Card, Enchanted. This card will deflect the vast majority of things that come at it. The only issue is its size. You have to be quick and precise to block attacks. Maybe just try to get someone to enchant a regular size shield with the same enchantment, or enlarge the card. Tuba of Wind. A tuba that will, when blown into, shoot out a strong gust of wind for however long it's blown into. Adds 30 attack, but that's just because it's a tuba. Sans Hat. Currently the only of its kind, this hat grants the wearer enhanced agility and impeccable dodging skills, as well as glowing blue hands and eyes. It runs out of energy after a couple minutes of use, though, and the effects stop until it is recharged. Portal Gun, Disguised. An even rarer form of the already rare Portal Gun. It can be very useful for quick and unexpected escapes, or other shenanigans. And that concludes r/BossFight Remastered. Thanks for watching, especially if you made it this far, and I hope you enjoyed. I spent a long time on this. I will definitely be making more content like this in the future, so subscribe if you enjoyed, and you could do all the other stuff too if you'd like. But with all that said, it's time for me to take my leave and go edit this thing. Goodbye.